Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to this new episode of Sartorial Talks. Today, we're going to start a new series of episodes, suits, shirts, and ties, how to combine them. Why did we decide to do a series of episodes, that is to say, probably 4 or 5 episodes? We don't really know at the moment we record this right now, as usual, but to really focus on this subject. Why did we decide with Sonia to focus on this very specific subject of combination between suits, shirts, and ties? Simply because you ask for it so many times in the comment section of this YouTube. And once again, I would like to take the opportunity to thank you for your contribution. Some of our videos have hundreds and hundreds of comments, and it's not only a comment section, it becomes a real place of debate and discussion and exchange among our community. So thank you for that, and don't hesitate to participate to the debate. We've been asked so many times, Mr. Jacomet or Miss Nicholson, I have a blue suit and I have some shirts, and how do I pair? What is your best advice for my tie? What is your best advice for my how to pair my blue shirt with my suit? So we decided once for all to tackle this subject. And as we like to do it in France, we're going to start with the most difficult suit to pull off. It is the black suit. So if you're a follower of Parisian Gentleman or Sartorial Talk for quite a while now, you know that I'm not a big fan of black suits. Actually, I'm wearing a black suit right now. It's the first black suit of my life. It's my suit number, if I remember well, 27 or something like that. And so many people, when I wore this black suit in public for the first time, I received so many messages from you saying, "What's happening to you, Hugo? You've been advocating so many times against the black suit, to say, don't buy a black suit like it was the devil." No. I've never said don't buy a black suit. I've said don't buy a black suit as a first suit. Or even to be a little bit more precise, don't buy a black suit among your first suits. Can you believe I've been waiting 13 years and 26 bespoke suits to grant myself the right to wear a black suit that I wear in front of you today. It's a Chiffonelli bespoke, the tailor of my life. Black suit with a super 180 Drago fabric, exceptional fabric from Drago in Biella. So, let's go back to the black suit, because that's true. We received a lot of comments of people also saying, "I'm so sorry, Mr. Jacomet, because I made the mistake. Because the salesman in the suit store said to me, you should buy a black suit as a first suit," which is the most common mistake that the young people do when they start on their sartorial path. So we have a lot of you, a lot of comment coming from you saying, how do I pull off my black suit? Because you quite quickly understand it's not that easy to pull off. A blue suit or a gray suit is much easier to combine and to pull off than a black suit. So my purpose today is not to teach you anything. You know, this is not the spirit of Sartorial Talk. It's to give you a little bit of inspirations and guidance on how to properly pull off your black suit. And I'm going to show you with my own suit the different possibilities you have, because at first sight you said, wow, the black suit is kind of restrictive because it's black. So it's kind of difficult to pair it or to combine with some accessories and ties and shirts. And I want to show you that you have, if you just put a little bit of thought and education in it, you can actually pull it off properly. So let's start with the first combination I would like to suggest to you. And I like to call it, and actually my wife, my beloved wife Sonia, I like to call it the New York way. Why? Because if you've been in New York in your life and just walk in the streets in Manhattan, for example, you will see a lot of black suits. And most of the people there, they wear it with a white shirt and without a tie. So there's an explanation for that, is that, as you probably know, the dress codes of most of the companies in the USA have been loosened up this last decade. Even bankers and lawyers are not required to wear a tie anymore. Even in some very high-level banking institution, it's becoming almost, I would say, not forbidden, but not really advised to wear a tie. Why? Because the new generation of people who have money, they don't wear a tie anymore. And so if you are a banker and you wear a tie, and then you receive the next billionaire who comes in his cargo shorts and his flip-flops, you're a little bit, you're not really tuned to your customer, which is the obsession of a company. So this is why we see more and more people in New York wearing black suit, but with an open white shirt without a tie. And I must admit, it gives a little bit of a flair to a beautiful white shirt with a black suit. One thing that is unnegotiable, though, with a black suit, because you can do many things, but there's two things that are totally forbidden with a black suit. First, never wear a black tie with a black suit. Why? Because I'm sorry for security people, but you immediately look like a security people, or a policeman, or a person from the FBI. And I'm not sure you want to look like a person from the FBI. Hello, people from the FBI. I have nothing against you, but a black tie with a black suit immediately speaks security or bodyguard. Second thing, avoid to, if you put on top of it sunglasses, it's not even a suit anymore. It's become like a costume. You look like Men in Black. So avoid the black tie and to wear sunglasses with your black suit. And the second thing, which is absolutely unnegotiable, is only wear black shoes with a black shoe. No brown shoe, please. No white socks, please. Everything has to be black on your feet. This is not even negotiable. There's no discussion. I used to say that the sartorial world is not a science. It's only, guidance. But those two things are unnegotiable. If you wear a black tie with a black suit, or if you wear brown shoes with a black shoes, it's almost an offense to the people around you. So let's come back to the New York style. And then you have this white shirt, and I show you how I pull it off. And you see, I wear here a Siniscalchi bespoke shirt from Milano, from Alessandro Siniscalchi, a great shirt maker, only bespoke. And you can see it gives a flair. Why? Because the fact that you untie it makes it a little bit more relaxed and more, I would say, cosmopolitan look. But you can also add a tie. For example, on the next example I show you now, I wear a tie which is kind of a Prince of Wales pattern, but with a red line. So isn't it amazing? When you just put a little bit of thought in it, you understand immediately that you can wear a Prince of Wales with a red line. And you see, it works very well. So it means that you see immediately with those two small examples, I just show you in just two outfits that you can properly pull off this black suit in a proper way. Let's go to the second way to properly pull off a black suit. And Sonia liked to call the first way the New York way because she's American, of course. I'm French, so I'm going to call the second way the Parisian way to pull off a black suit. And once again, it's without a tie. And the example I show you now is a striped shirt, black on black line, a black stripe on the white shirt by Marol. It's a ready-to-wear beautiful shirt that I wear without a tie. And you see, it works immediately. Of course, I forgot to mention on these two examples and on all the examples that I'm presenting to you, the pocket square I am wearing is always the same. And there's a song from Neil Young from the early 1980s called Rust Never Sleeps. And a rusty pocket square, like the one I'm wearing from Simone Godard, the fantastic Simone Godard house founded in 1787. Can you believe that? Before the French Revolution. Beautiful people, beautiful. This is a cotton pocket square, actually. This is probably the pocket square I use 90% of the time, because even if you have a huge collection of pocket square, you will discover soon enough that you will mainly use always the same one. I mean, always the same 3 or 4 one. And believe me, I have hundreds of pocket square, but I mainly use it. And this one is probably the most versatile pocket square you can find, Rust pocket square. This is a small secret. I think I already spoke that on our Patreon channel. For our Patreon, actually, we gave this little trick. A Rust pocket square will never fail you. If you don't know what to wear in your pocket, put on a Rust pocket square and it will work. Now, if you want to, upgrade a little bit your game and go into a more, let's say, business attire, less casual, and then you want to wear a tie, what I suggest to you is the outfit I'm wearing just now in front of you. This is a chiffonnerie black suit, of course. This is a white shirt, very simple shirt with a wide collar from Marc Guyot in Paris. Hello, Marc. And then I have on this one cufflinks that I decided to wear. These cufflinks are from Howard's in Paris. Hello, Frédéric. Very good people, very, very clever people, people with a lot of good taste. And I have this incredible tie. When you look at this tie, it's from Tie Your Tie in Florence, Italy. It's a man called Kenji Kaga, is a Japanese living in Florence. You will discover there's a lot of Japanese living in Florence. Why? Because Florence is maybe the town where fashion was invented, as my friend Cosmas taught me recently. But more than that, it's a place where there's the Pitti Uomo is happening every year, twice a year actually. And there's a lot of Japanese that are working there because Japanese in men's style are extremely important people because they are probably the most elegant people on the planet, people who are really interested in the subject, in the artisanship, in the craftsmanship, in everything behind the menswear industry. The Japanese are not very far. So Kenji Kaga is doing absolutely fantastic ties. And the tie I wear now, if you look at this tie, honestly, you look at this tie on the tie rack and you say, that's a strange tie. It looks like it's kind of grayish with some kind of yellowish, goldish dots. And the first time I saw this tie on the rack, I said, well, how can somebody wear this? It's a very strange tie. So always remember that. If you remember something from this episode, remember that. Never buy a tie on a tie rack because the most beautiful tie in the world can look like nothing on you. You have to try it on. Try it on, and you are going to be, it's the same for pocket square. Try them on. You're going to be extremely surprised sometimes how good it looks or how catastrophic it looks, depending on the one you choose. So this tie happened to be the most incredible tie for my black suit. And look, it works very well. So that's my business proposal. Beautiful white shirt with cufflinks to give a little bit more formality to your outfit. And this beautiful tie in this kind of, with a little bit of pattern, but yet very discreet, not too extravagant, and you have a business attire. But we can go a little bit more further, and that's what I suggest to you in the next outfit I'm going to show you. Let's say we're going to call this one a more formal one. And in this one, I use what we call a pointed, extreme pointed pin collar. So a pin collar, as you can see, is a color in which there's a pin on each side of the collar. This one is a fantastic shirt, bespoke shirt by Marol in Bologna, hello Bo, made with the superlative Alumo Soyala Royale. This is one of the finest cotton in the world. This is so precious. This cotton is so precious that even Alumo, which is a company from Switzerland, one of the most important shirting company, people who produce fabrics for shirts, that it's normally a shirt, you have a stock of threads, of yarns, of cotton that you weave to make the shirts. But the Soyala Royal is 240 by 2 for people who are interested in the technical aspect. It's so valuable, it's so expensive, they can't maintain a stock of the yarn. They dye the cotton by the piece. When they receive an order, they dye it by the piece. It's a fantastic cotton. So that's this shirt with a pink color, with the Alumo Soyala Royal, fantastic. And look at that. Immediately it gives you like a immediately formal aspect. I decided to pair it with two examples. The first example with a Prince of Wales, kind of, I would say, black and white Prince of Wales pattern by my friend Annalisa Calabrese in Napoli. It's another tie maker that I was about to say we worship because we're very good friends. She's such a sweet woman, and she's the real artisan, the real deal, as we used to say. Calabrese in Napoli, fantastic tie maker, and this is a beautiful, beautiful company. But I can also pair it with my Tie Your Tie, the one by Kenji Kaga. Look, it works very well with the pin color. So this is another way to pull off your black suit in a more formal way. And then if you want to go really to the extra mile, you want to go to the very, very end of the sartorial curve and take a little bit of risk and being a little bit more dandy-esque, if I may say, you can go to the last example I suggest to you, which is a tab collar. So a tab collar, as you can't really see what I'm wearing because it's hidden behind the tie knot, but the tab collar, instead of having a pin, it has a small clip, which is a piece of fabric, which is closing literally the collar. Most of the time, as in this example, it's an English collar, so a rounded small collar. This one is from Courteau, bespoke shirt maker from Paris. Hello, Mr. Courteau. And it's with micro checks, black and white. And you're gonna say, but when I saw this, how can I pair a tie with that? Because it's complicated. I don't want to put a black tie. I don't want to look like a bodyguard. And so once again, Kenji Kaga with this beautiful tie that I am wearing right now, that I wear in this example, saved my life because it works tremendously well. So you see, having a black suit is not easy. So once again, if you didn't buy your first 5 suits, I strongly advise you not to invest in a black suit as your, let's say, first 4 or 5 suit. But if you start to be a little bit more a seasoned sartorialist, more seasoned, in this sartorial, in your sartorial learning curve, because there is a learning curve, you will have to make mistakes. You will have to improve yourself little by little, making your mistake, making your tries. And but at one moment, it can be, of course, important to have a black suit only because for some occasions, like funerals, for example, or extremely formal occasion, you will need it. It's not every day, thank God. You don't have funerals every day, I hope so. But you may need to have a black suit. But I hope I showed you, for the people who did buy a black suit, or who love, actually, you have the absolute right to love black suits. I hope I gave you a little bit of guidance and inspiration how to pull them off properly, but more importantly, give you a little bit of glimpse on how you can really make anything work as long as you like it. And never forget that. Sartorialism, elegance, men's style is not a science. It's all about what you like. It's all about pleasure, and it has to remain a joy in life and a pleasure, the way you feel inside your own skin, literally, and the way you present yourself to others. I give you an appointment for the next episode of Sartorial Talks on this series, Suits, Shirts, and Ties, how to combine them. And in the meantime, cheers.